Man, I don't even want to post nothing on Facebook no more. But this kind of vibe that I'm picking up from the traffic right now this morning. Can you hear that truck go by? Anyway, every morning I sit here after meditation, after getting Otis fed, and the traffic starts up. Rush hour. I don't got the clock open right now. It's about 7 o'clock. But usually around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, the rush hour traffic gets pretty bad. But I can read the vibes off the people driving by. You can hear it in the sound of their vehicles. It's like however that person's thinking and feeling comes out through that vibration of the sound of the vehicle. That's why I get so tuned into the sound of the traffic. When I said I was crossing over, the last time I was crossing over, the last thing to go was the sound of the traffic. Because within that sound, within this sound of the traffic is the human vibration of each individual. And you get a huge swath of humanity that way. Because there's a lot of people driving by. It's like a busy, busy freeway outside my window. And there's all day long, all night long. And I get this complete vibe of the society, of the world even, in extension. And you kind of see just where humanity's leaning day by day, which way they're going, how they're feeling, what they're thinking. Every day it's just there. And I'm starting to realize even it's right here in the room. I've got so much shit to say that I never can talk to nobody about. But, oh my God, it's all kind of connected. Anyway, this consciousness shifted. Yeah, my minute's going to run out. So anyway, this morning, I keep getting the feeling from the traffic that I can't quite put a word on. What it seems like is I keep getting the vibrations, they never seen it coming. It was the last thing on their mind. It was totally unexpected. There's something coming and they don't know it. But I can feel that they don't know it. I can feel the unexpected of it. And it's not it's not World War III, it's not nuclear bombs, it's not a pandemic, it's not Trump, it's not anything that we normally would consider. It's the last thing on people's minds. It's not an alien invasion. But maybe it's a shift in consciousness, because that's what's not on anybody's minds, is their mind. One thing nobody thinks about is what they are thinking with. Anyway, that's where they're at too, boy. There's something going on with our minds, and we are unaware of it. It's happening in the way we are thinking, and we're not even thinking about it. I think that's it. Fuck, I knew if I could talk about it, it would come out. Holy fuck, I can feel it. That's it. There's something going on with our thinking, and we're not thinking about it at all. And we're not going to see it coming, and it's going to hit us when it shifts. And right now, today, God, I need a video. I need to go make a video. I need to show you these things in my hands. I think I've been infested with scabies for a long time. And I'm reading reality in a way now that's different. It's like when I'm in my normal state of mind, there's no way I could see reality the way I'm talking about. You just see it as physical reality, things that occur, you interact, they occur and react with you, blah, blah, blah. That's the way reality works. It's a physical world all around you, and you interact with it. But no. This fucker is talking to us all the time. This reality, this God inside the reality, or our higher self, or whatever it is, the reality itself is alive and aware. I don't know what to call it exactly. But it talks to us to the things that happen in a very profound way that we just normally can't conceive of. You have to drop your normal level of thinking completely because it will not see it that way. It's like when I'm in my normal state of mind, there's no way I could see reality the way I'm talking about. You just see it as physical reality, things that occur, you interact, they occur and react with you, blah, blah, blah. But another way of seeing it exists. You just have to shift consciousness completely. And then all of a sudden, reality's talking to you, telling you things. Like when it sent Itchy, it kind of starts with adopting Otis. And eventually we got to back up. I may have been infested with scabies for a long time and didn't know it. A lot of the skin issues that I was dealing with, I've been telling you about the itch and all that, we thought were eczema, and there might have been some dry skin issues, but I think the dry skin or the compromised skin condition of my skin, got a compromised skin condition. It's not healthy skin, it's burnt up skin. And makes it more viable to things like mites. What I had always thought of as dry skin or skin issues might have been mite infestations. And then what's really weird is, the symptoms and the description of conditions, there was no way to tell. They're the same, basically. But with that kitten coming up here that Otis brought, and it having all kinds of scaby issues and skin conditions and all kinds of crap, then we had Otis get and it's really weird. But I keep looking at it. He might have had mites behind his ears all along too, and then when something happened to kind of I don't know what. I'm stoned right now. Anyway, my mind's gone. I can't talk about Anyway, I can't talk about this. This is too much thinking. This is too much talking. I'm not used to this. It's getting me distracted from what I really need to be paying attention to, which is trying to come through and interrupt the conversation. We're talking about how this reading reality works, and it's happening while I'm talking about it, and it's taking over. And I can't talk when I'm in that state of mind, obviously. It's not even like that. Fuck. Anyway, the way the kitten came, the way the scabies showed up in the cats, the way I started treating them, and turned around through the oil that I was using on the cats, getting out of my hands, and my condition improving, and then me studying more about human scabies and learning there's a kind called bulbous scabies. They build up these big, thick crusts. Of skin that look like calluses that split all the time and come apart all the time. And, well, yeah. And lately had gotten really bad on my knuckles, on my left hand, all up and down the fingers and on the knuckles. But I thought it was because I was using my hand to hold myself on the counter during therapy, to lift myself up. I got both hands on the counter to hold myself up when I can't stand up. And say I'm like that all the time. I'm leaning on that counter with my hands, both hands, and especially the left hand. A lot of times I'll be using the right hand to do something, but I'll be holding myself up with my left hand. And what I do is I make a fist, and then, because I can't flatten my palm out, my hand, and just use my palm to hold myself up, I have to knuckle walk. I have to put a fist down and then lean on my. And I thought it was just forming calluses from using my hand that way. But no, now they're going away. And I'm still using my hand that way, but I've started using neem oil. Neem oil's got this insecticide in it that kills mites pretty much on contact. And, you know, I got Otis covered in it. And we've been working with it. And then anyway, I've got these weird callus spots all over my hands and legs. And I've been putting the neem oil directly on them now that I noticed I started fixing the ones on my fingers. And everything's starting to improve. So it's like that. I think reality was trying to tell me how to treat myself. And it just didn't just occur. It didn't just happen by chance. Reality was speaking to me in this mode. And now what's really weird. This is what was trying to come through and interrupt the conversation a little while ago. As I talk right now, sitting here making these recordings, there's a different consciousness that can interpret it a different way every time. Like there's the physical consciousness. It interprets it in a physical way. There's this other consciousness that interprets it in a communication way, where reality's communicating to me through the things that occur. They're not just occurring. And it's not just general communication. It's very precise if you start to look at it, at the details and what's occurring. But there's also a bunch of different versions. If you remember in The Matrix, where all those TVs, when Neo was talking to the architect, and he had all those TVs up there with a different version of Neo. And now what's really weird, this is what was going on at the same time. It looked like a different Neo in a different place, doing different things on every one of those TVs. But no, every one of those TVs was the Neo that was standing there, just seeing through a different version of himself. And so, like, there's a version here that's talking about me communicating with reality, and it's not bullshit. It really is happening. It's a real thing. And there's another version where it's complete bullshit, and it's not what it is at all. It's just insanity or some kind of schizophrenia or some dumb shit. I don't know. There's like all these different versions of what I'm doing right now that just require a shift in consciousness for it to become that. And that is totally unhinged. That's consciousness unhinged. I think that's what's coming. I think our consciousness is really going to come unhinged. And nobody sees it coming. At least nobody driving by my house. All right, my God, I think I said it all. I got to go. I got to work on this. Okay, yeah, that's the best way to do this. That example in the first Matrix movie, where Neo is talking to the architect, and he walks into that room where the architect is, and on the wall, there's all these TVs with all these different Neos saying and doing different things in each TV. Some of them are completely different from each other, and they're all different from what he is standing there. But they are all a version of him standing there. These are consciousness shifts, not TVs. The TVs represent a different state of consciousness that creates a completely different reality. So each one of those TVs could be thought of as a different reality that's completely outside of this one. It could be in complete opposition to this one, but it is a version of this one. Or even this one is a version itself. There's all these different versions, but where's the real? God, it's hard to find the core. And when you start to validate each one of the versions is equal to any other version, they're all just Neo standing there. Just as Neo is standing there as a version itself, then my mind starts to get unhinged. Consciousness starts to become imagine being able to stand there in that room and not just see all. Try paying attention to all those TVs going off at once. Who could do that in this state of mind? You can't. You have to let go of this state of mind and kind of become unhinged. And you're trying to take in all those, but instead of TVs, what if each one of those is a reality that's just as valid as this one? And there could be one that's in complete, total opposition to this one. Like the negative film, you know, where the light is the dark and the dark is light. You get running backwards in reverse. I don't know what the complete opposite of this is, but there's a version that is the complete opposite of this. That's how wide the spectrum is. And everything in between. And those TVs on the wall in that movie represent that. And trying to comprehend all those at once, it's like your mind just comes unhinged. And I think that's what's coming. Is our consciousness is going to expand into a way to where all those different realities are all going to be valid. They're not just going to be versions within this 3D. See, that's what we're accustomed to. We're accustomed to different versions of ourselves, but they're all within the scope of 3D reality. They're just minor shifts in consciousness within our 3D consciousness. Those are very minor versions. This is completely beyond. I mean, it is that same thing, but times a billion. How do you say that? I can't. Anyway, unhinged. It's that. So instead of just versions within this reality, we've got completely separate realities that are just as valid as this one, and we're going to be able to shift in a way where we're experiencing them all at once. And it is going to make us come unhinged, and nobody sees it coming. That's what I was talking about. You know, the last thing we think of is what we are thinking with, our mind. Our minds are going to hugely, hugely shift. Everybody's been talking about it for a while, for many years. They say, oh, there's an event coming, but nobody can say what the hell it is. It's because it's our mind. It's our consciousness. It's what we are experiencing things with. The event is the event. Our consciousness is the event. It's coming and nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. All right. I think that's about as much as I can say about it. I mean, I'll just be talking in circles after a while. Then you go sit with this some more.